Doing all right?
Shawn, I want to ask you straight off the bat. When you came out during that Battle Royale, the reception was insane. And over the last couple of years, a lot of wrestling fans had wanted to see you featured more in certain ways, and tonight felt like it was just where you belonged in the spotlight. Can you talk about today and the experience of it, and just kind of how far you've come?
Today was wild. A lot of mixed emotions. You probably hear that a lot, but I've been kind of out of the ring for the past longer than probably 3 months. I had a little bit of an injury that you guys might be familiar with, so I was out for quite some time. So coming into tonight, at least in the build-up to it, I wasn't sure how people were going to react. I was hopeful in terms of how I wished or hoped they would react, but to come out, and I kind of had a hood on, so I was kind of looking down for the first probably about 20 steps where you can hear a little bit of a rumble. And that's the beautiful thing about an audience like that is like what AEW is doing is like they're giving the fans the opportunity to voice how they feel about what they're watching. And that kind of an audience is going to tell you two things, that they like something and that they don't like something. And that's the beautiful thing about what AEW is trying to do. So tonight I was on the lucky side of being something they liked kind of to see. So that was a huge moment for me. I would have smiled if I didn't have to kind of get to the ring real quick. I mean, the moment, they were so hard to explain. They're so hard to explain. I haven't had many of those in my career. I haven't had many of those in my life. And this one ranks right up there with any other that I may have had.
The fans obviously embraced you, especially as your previous persona. Is that something that you plan on embracing as well, or do you plan on moving forward into a new evolution?
I said this in an interview not long ago. I don't believe in working for an audience of one. And in some other places, that's kind of the thing. I believe in working for the audience, so I'm going to listen to them. If they're going to take things one way, that's the way I'm going. If they're going to want me to pivot and go another way, I'm going to roll that way too. I believe in giving our audience the best possible experience they can have. It's their money, so I would be doing them a disservice to not listen to what they're saying. So that's my plan.
Shawn, when you said AEW just now, you said win. Is this home for you, and are you under contract right now with AEW?
Well, I think it's common knowledge that I'm very, very close friends with an executive vice president. I met the other executive vice presidents for the first time this weekend. I've also met a few members of the Khan family as well. At this moment, there is nothing in writing. I'm going to be straight up, flat out honest with you. When the opportunity came to do this, be here, be in Las Vegas, be at the MGM, I dove all over it. I didn't ask many questions. I didn't care. I knew this was groundbreaking. I knew this was history making, and I wanted to be a part of that because, let's be honest, the last time we saw anything like this happen was what, 20 plus years ago? Like, I know that this isn't going to happen again during my in-ring career, ever, anywhere else. So this was monumental to me. So all those things, the things you're talking about right there, putting pen to paper and stuff like that, that's all an afterthought at this moment. I'm just kind of soaking in everything that has happened tonight with some incredible young talent. So they treated me today like the second I walked in. Everybody from the production to the top of the office to every young and up-and-coming star, they treated me it felt like home. Everybody treated me like I was one of their own. So for that, I'm very grateful.
You mentioned a young up-and-coming. Oh, nope, sorry. Let's go to this young man here.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Hi.
My name's AJ from the AJ Awesome Show.
Nice to meet you.
I have one question to ask you. Out of every part of the show, except for your match, what was your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part of the show? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a tough question. I'm pretty sure you're going to get a lot of and hi. I thought the Cody, and I'm not being biased, I thought the Cody and Dustin thing was extremely special, just because I've known both those guys for so long. So seeing that kind of formulate and then come to fruition was incredible. I think Moxley showing up at the very end was unexpected and wild. Man, I think it was the Cody and Dusty, that was probably a big thing too when they were chanting Dusty. The audience was chanting Dusty. I kind of got choked up a little bit, so I can only imagine how those two were in the ring. But I think the embrace at the end between Cody and Dustin and the combination with Dusty chants, I mean, you can't write anything better than that.
You mentioned the young up-and-comers. You're one of the people on the roster that has some notoriety coming into tonight. How do you see your role as far as helping to help get those names elevated, the guys that the audience isn't necessarily familiar with? Again, tonight was a heck of a coming out party, but how do you see your role helping elevate the rest of the roster moving forward?
I think I bring a great deal of experience, but in terms of elevating other talent, I think tonight they elevated themselves. I think they stepped. I think there was a certain expectations, and I 100% believe they exceeded that. I sat and talked with a few of the talents. They asked a few suggestions, and all I'm able to do is offer suggestions based on experience, and I'm more than happy to do so. Everybody is very kind, they're sweet, they're hungry, they want to learn, and whenever they get an opportunity to step out in that ring, they give everything they got. And from someone who's been doing this for almost 18 years, that is inspiring to see. That's going to make me keep going. It's going to make me step up my game and try and keep up. But anything that I can do to offer to a young, aspiring, up-and-coming, hungry talent, I mean, I was once in that spot, so I know what it feels like. So I'm all in terms of, I mean, nothing pun on words, but I'm all in terms of offering any kind of services I can to young talent.
You just
Hey
used the
guys,
words.
sorry, we have to switch you back over.